All right, B. Who's going to be the next head coach of Florida State, and why ain't it going to be Bob Stoops?
Well, for one, I basically, so the day before everybody else was clamoring that he wasn't going to be there, I was on our board saying, look, it's not happening. I talked to people. He's still doing the XFL thing. He basically was down in Florida doing whatever. I was just told he was doing a speaking engagement. I had no idea what he was doing. And I was just in our comments going about, and I didn't think it was that big of a story,
right?
Until I saw it blow up when other people were tweeting that they spoke to Bob Stoops. I was like, this is like, it was like a non-story to me, like that people were buying into it.
Yep.
Seemed just crazy to me. So I called the XFL coach on the Renegades and basically was told, nah, Bob called us and said, don't listen to anything. Business as normal, not interested. And I got that. So it was just, and this was like at, I think 9:30 on Monday night. And I even told Knowles 247, I gave them all the information. They didn't want to believe me. So,
well, no, because that's the part where I got to interject here and say, Knowles media was adamant of two things. One, that Bob was on campus, which was a bold-faced lie. And two, that a deal was near and was going to be announced today, the day we're recording this broadcast, or tomorrow. And all of us that know something about this, but I bought my parents Renegades season tickets, right? So I am considered a Dallas Renegades season ticket holder. Because, I mean, they're in my name and so forth, so on, tied to my card. But, like, I get to talk with whomever, and they sent me a flyer. It's like, here's where Bob is going to be on Friday night. And, I mean, it's public knowledge. He's going to be at Toby Keith's on Friday night and stay for the game and say hi to people in Oklahoma City. So if you can get down there, you should get down there, say hi to Bob. But they were like, nah, man, we're cackling. Because the other part about this that was just ridiculous was we all were out there. You're out there. I'm out there. Other people that follow the sport, that report on OU, that have known Bob Stoops, and folks that are national reporters were all going, not a chance in hell, no. And yet one particular news anchor in Tallahassee was going, I stick by my sources, for like 3 days. Even today, she's going, no, it's going to happen. And I'm going, I get it.
She's still on it?
Yeah, I get it. As a con man, they tell you the first rule is you die with the lie. You die with the lie. And I get wanting to stick to your source, and also you're probably just up your sources behind. Because now you own your source. You have to. But that was the part of this that got really so out into the weeds. It wasn't even that Bob Stoops was going to be the head coach. I mean, to his credit, athletic director at Florida State says, look, Bob's a candidate. And he said it in such a way that, hey, man, you're all candidates until we hire a guy.
Yeah.
And that was the way that it was received. It's like, okay, cool. You don't want to make this person look any worse than she already looks, but you're going, yeah, sure, Bob, whatever, fine.
Jeez.
It's one of those. And I was like, I fell out laughing because I saw his face. And his face was doing that thing where he's trying not to look embarrassed for someone.
Yeah.
So that was the part that I just kind of wanted to slide in there. So with the time we got left, who do you have as the next head coach for Florida State? Who would you want it to be? I'm not going to make you pick who it's going to be. Who would you want it to be?
I mean, Mark Stoops, Brent Venables.
No, just pick one. You only get one.
Mark Stoops.
Okay.
Mark Stoops, I think, would be a really good fit.
Right.
He understands the whole area. He's been there.
And he's been there. I mean, that's what they say about Taggart. But Mark.
Yeah, but he's won. Taggart wasn't really a winner.
Well, and that's the other thing is Mark is a great defensive guy, we think. I hope he doesn't pick up whatever Mike's got. But he's been recruiting really well, too. And that's the other part.
Yep.
Recruiting to Kentucky is not easy. And to be competitive in the SEC East as Kentucky is not easy. And yet he's doing it, right? Now, I feel kind of silly because I took the over on their win total, but I also thought that, Terry was going to be healthy for the whole year. So
yeah, he's healthy. They win more games.
Yeah. So anyway, I like the Mark Stoops pick. There are two dudes that I want to get looks, and I'm going to unpack this for just a second. Venables, obviously, if you get Venables versus Mark Stoops, you take Venables, just period. You just do,
Yeah.
right? But outside of Mark Stoops, I want to see Jason Candle get a hard look for this.
That's a good one.
Because I think that he has the integrity, the confidence, and the track record to pull it off, right? And all three of those guys, Grinch and Campbell and Candle, all, cut from the Larry Karras cross, so they know what they're doing. But the guy to really go get, the guy to hire, and you could probably hire cheap, is Mike Norvell. I selfishly want Mike Norvell to have Arkansas.
Yep.
That's what I want. Because I live 2 hours away, and he grew up in Central Arkansas, and he went to school at Central Arkansas, and I want somebody with the same energy that was a white dude rocking cornrows.
What year did he go to school at Central Arkansas?
04, 05. Because, he came out with me.
Okay.
We're like a couple of years apart. But he also was a grad assistant at TU when I was an undergrad there. So I just got to know him. But he's a cool dude. He's an outstanding dude. And he knows how to recruit and win. So I think that's the guy. And I think he's some fresh blood. And I think he would know what to do with the recruiting base that is Florida. But, yeah, those are the three guys that I want to go get, which means that they're probably going to go get, I don't know, friggin' Mike Riley, out of the XFL.
Yeah.
Pepper Hamilton.
They're not very good at they're not very good at hiring ever since Jimbo's left.
And Jimbo pushed Bobby out. People forget that.
Yeah.
They didn't really hire him. He gave him an ultimatum and then set the house on fire. So,
this is true.
They haven't really had to hire anybody since they hired Bobby Bowden. And when they did, they botched it with Willie. So, I don't trust them to get it right. And that's the worst part. Watch them go and get, Dino Babers. I shouldn't do that. I like Dino. I like Dino. I should pump the brakes on that because he's a cool dude. But Florida State's a class program, or could or should be. The same way that people think about Clemson is the way that they used to think about Florida State. You know what I mean? And I would like to see it do. Plus, I lived in Panama City, Florida for 3 years. Mm-hmm. So I got to be really close to Seminoles football there for a while. And I was still living in Panama City when Torrance Marshall came to get his boys Heisman back. And let me tell you, it was a different tenor in the state of Florida. People were ready to string your man up by his thumbs. How dare he talk to Winky that way? And then it's yeah, man, 13-2.
So
13-2. What you got?
Dude, so we went down to Destin, Florida. The year that happened, my parents decided they were going to fly their OU flags.
Oh Lord!
In that summer, and they got chopped off in the middle of the night.
Florida State fans don't play. They don't play. They're rabid like you read about.
They didn't take kindly to my mom's flying her OU flag.
Lunatics. And the fact that, I grew up around Rutherford High School, which was pretty good at one point in time. But, people think that they know from lunatics when it comes to college football. And I think LSU's got its fair share. We know that. Texas claims to have lunatics, but they ain't got no lunatics. They just got a bunch of wealthy people that think they know something. Aggies fans just cry about it on Twitter and message boards. But when it comes to people that are actually going to show up to your house and like you have that experience of cutting stuff off and showing up in front of you talking about taking off your clothes, it's really just Bama, LSU, Florida State, maybe Wisconsin, depending on where you are in if you're in Milwaukee, people are going to do that to you. But outside of that, man, I don't want no problems with Florida State. I want it to be good because I want the lunatics to calm down. Even more so than Miami. I give a damn if Miami's good because they got 3 fans. I don't know if you noticed this or not, but the private schools got a hard time, dog. They got a hard time. They don't really have alumni like that. So
no, they do.
Did you have a recruiting update before we got to let you go and do your show?
Yes.
Okay.
Should I?
I no, but you should tell people to subscribe.
You should probably subscribe because I'm going to drop something that's pretty cool on OUinsider.com later today, tonight or tomorrow morning. A hint of some good news, and I'll leave it at that.
That's a good place to leave it. Do you want to do the subscribe plug about the CBS
Yeah,
All
go
Access?
ahead. You get CBS VIP All Access as well. So that means you get every show. If you've cut the cord and you want to be able to watch the SEC games, you want to be able to watch your, I don't know, Big Bang or Star Trek or whatever you watch on CBS.
See RJ on Time to Shine.
Yes, all that stuff. You get it for free if you're an OU Insider VIP member, so you get double the benefits.
No, it's a really cool thing. CBS All Access means that you would have it during March Madness too, when some of those games are difficult to find.
Yes.
Everything that they have available, you would have it. So CBS Sports Network, CBS Sports HQ, where you get to follow some of the luminaries of CBS Sports, like Barton Simmons, like Barrett Sally, like Tom Fornelli, like Chip Patterson, guys that you probably know about. And, of course, anything else that we can provide for you, we will. All right, B, I think that's going to do it for us. Go have a good show, bro, and get well.
All right, man. See you.
See you.